Hello again, everyone. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become. What you say, you see. That's the secret of success. That's our success formula we've been working with. And we're actually focusing on the second part of that formula. What you imagine, you become. Your imagination will put you over. The last couple of sessions, I went over some of the dictionary definitions of the word image. Today, I want to go over the definition of the word imagine. To imagine means to think, to believe, to fancy. As I said in an earlier session, as far as I'm concerned, the words faith, imagination, contemplation, visualization, meditation, contemplation all mean the same to me. And the reason for that is this: they all take place in our minds. They all take place on the canvas of our mind. So whichever word works best for you, that's great. But I like to mix them all up. And actually, when I checked out the definition, the dictionary definition of the word imagine, this time it says it means, and by the way, guys, I'm sorry if the video seems as if it's shaking. Is because I'm the one shaking my desk. So I'm deliberately removing my hands from the desk now, so you won't notice that anymore. I apologize for that. I noticed a couple of times. Sometimes I just get so pumped up. So anyway, the dictionary defines the word imagine as to think, to believe, to fancy, to assume, to suppose, to engage in some visionary fancy. See yourself with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. That's the way the sage of Barbados, Neville, used to put it. But, somebody's probably going to say, well, I don't know about this imagination. I don't know how to imagine. I don't know if I can imagine. Yes, you know how to imagine. And I'm going to prove it to you. Have you ever worried about anything in your life? Ever? If you've ever worried, you've actually applied your imagination. You were using your imagination, but you were using it to focus on what you did not want to see happen in your life. And basically, this is what you did. You started out by saying, if so and so happens, that will be really, really unfortunate. If so and so happens, then so and so will happen, and then so and so will happen. Oh, and before you know it, that's going to be really, 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 really messed up. And you thought about it, and you thought about it, and you thought about it, and before you knew it, you went from being calm to the place where you got afraid, you got fearful, and you did all that by yourself. All that by yourself. Nobody else did it to you, because you allowed your imagination. You allowed your nation to be influenced by the nations that surrounded you, by the nations that you created in your own image. All you have to do is flip it around. If you can worry, you can imagine. You can see yourself with the answer. Because all you have to do is flip it around and say to yourself, you know what? What would happen if I achieve my goal? Then spend some time. What would happen if? What would really happen if? What would I do next? Then how would I change the way I see myself? How would I change the place I'm working? How would I affect my relationship? How would I change this? How would I change this? How would I change that? What would I do to my bank account? How would I look in the mirror? What would I do to my relationship? And so on and so forth. And before you know it, you'll get excited. It's the same thing. If you can worry, you can imagine. Carpe your DMs. And remember, it's not over until you win. To imagine means to think, to believe, to assume, to fancy, to suppose. Have a wonderful day.